Welcome back, and you are listening to the Nafisa Dango Show, where we're definitely enticing you in many directions. We just focused on something really important about overcoming your challenges. Lately, Dilshad Parker definitely giving us insight into many directions of overcoming her personal challenge, but also using it to move many other things forward, like food blogging and stuff like that. And talking about food, I have a very interesting gentleman for this afternoon. Mohammed Multan. And let me just tell you a little bit about him. He's the co-founder of Mo's Diner. He's a keen enthusiast of experiencing life authentically. Mohammed's personal interests include, of course, promoting a balanced lifestyle that incorporates health, wellness, and spirituality. Of course, the whole holistic thing. He also loves food. And I think, of course, that comes with the territory of owning Mo's Diner. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, Brother Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. And how are you doing this afternoon?
Shukr, busy. Good to see you again.
Yes, most definitely. I think we spoke a very long time ago, but it's great to have you joining us back on our wholesome segment. It's definitely always enticing and encouraging because you always give us the benefit of everything together. So thank you so much for actually making that time to be able to entice us into wholesome eating. I think a lot of us are, with this COVID-19 period, I think a lot of us have gone the backward route. So I think we need to find our feet again.
Same. The stories.
Mohammed? Okay, so we seem to have missed Mohammed there. He's lost somewhere along the line there, but let me just tell you about him. He's definitely a foodie lover. But he uses this to entice people to actually eat holistically. So what he does is he comes up with these amazing menus of really enriching food. Of course, the food's very tasty from what I've heard and gathered by following him on his website. We've also looked at the different types of benefits of eating that he's actually enticed us with prior to us speaking to him on a previous segment. Mohammed's balanced lifestyle includes some really, of course, healthy, but very tasty food. So we're going to wait to try and get him on the line. And today, definitely, we're going to talk about the benefits of air cooking. And I think a lot of the times what happens is when we look at the word air cooking, people, they sometimes think twice about it because they don't know whether it's going to actually alter the taste of the food as such. But Mohammed's going to bring light to that. So let's see if we can get him on the line again. Mohammed, we seem to have lost you there. I think we all got very excited.
Yes, I just got a Mo's Diner order.
Okay, that's not fair, because you were supposed to be talking to us, not taking in orders. No, that's fine. Tell me, today, we were going to talk about.
The lady called me again.
All right, we'll definitely put in that order ourselves later. But once you've enticed us like you have the last time, I was just telling our listeners, talking to them about the holistic view of what you do, and of course, making really tasty food. But at the same time, it's also very healthy. And I think a lot of the times when you speak to people and you talk about healthy, they pull their faces because they think that eating healthy entails something that's not really very appetizing as such. So enlighten us about these things this afternoon. And of course, we're going to be talking about air cooking, which is something I think everybody's, should we say, not into. So I think you need to change that concept.
Perception about everyone into air cooking. So a few days ago, I was actually doing a Mo's Diner exclusive event in Camps Bay. So they had all this equipment in the house, and I was just browsing through the kitchen thinking, what can I use to prepare the food? And I come across this one Siemens machine, and it says 3D air, steam cooking, this and this, and I've never used this ever before. So I put my chicken in, and I put a chicken in the normal oven, and I put a chicken in this air system 3D technology oven, and both the chickens sat them both the same time. The one that was actually supposed to be the non-healthy option that I prepared in the normal oven came out tasting okay. The one I put in the air oven, which was made for health-conscious people, came out tasting better. And I was like, wait, what? I need to just analyze what just happened here, because there was a tablespoon of oil and very little flavors here, but there was a lot of flavors in the normal one, but it came out really well. So then I did a little bit of research about it. And it's actually so interesting. I don't know if people are familiar with the idea of convection cooking.
Mhm.
So you use
So I
hot
think we
air
need to
steam.
entice them.
Yes, I need to entice them about that. What I will say is to start off with, basically, people, when we eat something that's unhealthy, we are basically eating the same thing that the method of preparation for the unhealthy. If you have to, for example, eat a burger, it's potatoes, chicken, your carb, and it's vegetables. So those are all items that are manipulated in a way where now it's all of a sudden unhealthy. And it tastes good. It tastes 100% amazing. But now, if I take the same thing and if I have to prepare it using, go into a wholesome website on how they prepare meals in a healthy way, believe it or not, most of the time it doesn't taste good. No healthy food or recipe really tastes that amazing. But with this convection oven, what I've realized is that you cook it with your normal salt and pepper, you cook it in a very healthy manner. But the convection oven, what it does is it retains the juices of whatever you're cooking inside the meal. So it cooks the food in its juices. If you ever have to use an oven, normal oven, you'll see if you prepare a piece of chicken, by the time you're done preparing your chicken, all the juices have left the chicken and they're all on the tray doing their own thing. And then the
That is
chicken's
so
a bit
true.
dry. So you've already lost half the nutrients because all of the nutrients are there, and then you're stuck with a stiff piece of chicken, and you're realizing, but what did I do wrong? Maybe I didn't preheat it well. Maybe it's just the oven. Steam oven, on the other hand, it surrounds it. Basically, when I was reading a description about it, it gives the chicken a little hug with hot air, or it gives your vegetables a little hug with hot air. So all the juices are still in the food, and they cook in that piece of chicken, they cook in that piece of vegetable. So all the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, they're in the food. So when you get that piece of chicken out of the oven, you have all the vitamins and minerals still in that piece of chicken. And I promise you, you will not taste a better piece of chicken than something being cooked in a steam convection oven. So I am so hyped up about a steam convection oven. I'm currently in the process of building a new space for Mo's Diner. And we bought all of these ovens that we thought were going to be the most brilliant. I canceled that order, and we're now looking for steam convection ovens. So if you're going to buy a piece of chicken that's prepared in the oven from Mo's Diner, just know it's going to be in a steam oven. Best, best, best.
So the juices are going to be there, the nutrients are going to be
The
there, and
juices
of
are
course
going
the
to be
taste is going to
inside.
be
Everything's going to be inside. Yes.
there. So now that's
Also,
difficult for us here in the studio because we can't taste Mo's Diner because Mo's Diner's in
but
Cape
you
Town.
can, but you can buy a steam convection oven. It's so fairly priced. There's a lot of people. The thing about wholesome eating is, for me, if I have to break it down, is that we want to be able to eat what we like, and it needs to be
Mm,
tasteful but healthy at the same time. So and I know for a fact that South African people, we love tasty food. We don't like bland food. We like
yes.
flavor. We like our oils. We like a good soul filling meal that is going to touch our emotions. We want to feel like you can be your stomach needs to be satisfied, but your emotions need to be satisfied as well. So the
I
emotional
don't think
hunger
you
is
could have
never
said that
satisfied.
better.
Yes. So the emotional hunger also needs to be satisfied. And when I cooked in that oven, it was just a whole different experience because for a fact, it was like a little research that I done by myself. I had three ovens in front of me and I was like, okay, cook a piece of chicken here, cook a piece of chicken there, cook a piece of chicken there. I tasted all of it and they loved it. People, they loved it. I made shawarmas with that. So I'm all about steam convection oven. It's the latest technology in cooking. It uses 3D hot air, so you can cook 10 different items in the oven. It's all healthy, so you use a tablespoon of oil. The tablespoon of oil will be on the top after it's done. So if you want to remove the tablespoon of oil after the chicken is done, you remove it and your chicken is there cooked. It's grilled to perfection. So eating healthy and eating wholesome is not that big of an issue anymore when you have the right equipment to prepare your meals. That is the point I wanted to get across with the steam convection oven. And then two other things I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
is at the moment, if we consider wholesome eating and everything, a lot has to it goes hand in hand with our digestion and digestive. If
Right.
you talk to people around you, most of the people around you have an issue with their digestion, and some are on they're looking for any magical remedy that's going to help them regulate, help them detoxify, help them with this, help them with that. And I've actually had the privilege of meeting someone that has traveled so far. She's been to many countries. She's dealt with people that have cancer. So what she does is she puts them on this diet. And apparently her mother also had skin cancer, and she got her mother out of skin cancer. She's living now 102 years old, and she's my neighbor.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
the
So
diet
tell
that
us
she's
the
on is,
secret. What has she
yes.
done?
So come I tell you, I was actually gonna the steam convection is just the introduction. I actually wanted to speak to you about two other things that I'm on at the moment. So we were just talking the other night. Because I moved into the place, she's next door. We said let's just go and meet the neighbors, go and greet them, see what's the situation. And we happened to start talking about diets. Obviously, food is always the discussion. If you know me, we're always going to be talking about food. The conversation, 90% of it is going to be food, and then we're going to eat. So we were talking about short grain brown rice. And short grain brown rice is I think, one of the best grains possible. It's gluten free. It's filled with so many minerals, more than any other grain out there. Short grain brown rice. The viewers need to listen to this. This diet here, a lot of the issues that we face in our body are because our body is too acidic. We are eating too
Yes,
many
that's
meat
right.
products that are too acidic, the preservatives, everything. If you have acne on your face, you're facing digestive issues, you can't sleep properly, you're fatigued, you're irritable, and you have no other diseases or no other conditions, then it's your diet. Your diet is too acidic. How do you get that diet to be more alkaline? You start eating things that are going to alkaline your body. And the starting point for this episode, my one trick and tip, because I can't give you everything, is short grain brown rice. Soak that for 8 hours. And instead of eating your basmati rice, eating your normal testic rice, just substitute this for that. I made a list of all the things the short grain brown rice, according to research, helps with. It actually helps with diabetes. It helps with heart
Okay.
disease. It's packed with vitamin B. It's packed with folate. It's packed with magnesium. It's packed with selenium. All of these are things that you will see that doctors are suggesting at the moment during COVID-19. You'll see people sell selenium, vitamin B's, drink your magnesiums, your vitamin C's. All of that is packed into the rice. And also one more thing that a lot of people forget,
And what a better way to do it, Mo?
we're so
What a
stuck
better way.
on, it's the world of supplements at the moment. For everything you want to take a
Yes, that's what I was saying. I mean,
supplement, or we
you
want
know
to
what?
take a
With this
vitamin
COVID
B
period,
shot, or we want to go and do this. And if we're not taking those things, what? Then what?
yeah, but you know what? That is so. It's so apt what you're saying because during this COVID period, I mean, people were buying those things all separately, whereas you're getting it in a natural form in your brown grain rice, which is
Is it
actually
lagging?
better. It's much
Can
better
you
than
hear me?
the. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mohammed? Are you still on the line? We seem to be having a technical problem. Give us a minute. Mohammed, can you hear me now? Okay, so Mohammed was just talking about substituting instead of having to take, during this COVID period, we were taking magnesium, we were told to take zinc, we were told to take selenium, things that are rich in certain vitamins and such. Whereas if you just buy short brown grain rice, that has literally a little bit of all of those things in there. So you're actually getting the natural form of all these multivitamins as such, as opposed to having to take it in the synthetic form. And I think there's nothing better than eating something naturally as opposed to doing the synthetic. Let's check if Mohammed's back on the line.
I'm back on the line.
Are you back on the line, Mohammed? I'm so sorry, we seem to have lost each other there.
There's a network issue this side of the world.
No, that's fine. But we were talking about, and I was just telling our listeners here, basically about the fact that, having to take the magnesium separately and having to take all these other multivitamins, which was recommended, especially during this COVID period, having to just take this short brown grain rice, as you were saying, has made such a difference. And I think, always the natural way of doing things is best as opposed to having to take the synthetic. And I think that's important. And
Yes.
this is what I was, explaining to them. And talk to us about the major benefits of this rice.
So it's the starting point. So basically, I want to introduce to your viewers slowly, what we start off with. One of the first things when you put someone on a diet that is based on healthy eating, wholesome eating, Any expert will suggest to you, start the person off on a short grain brown rice diet. Remove all gluten. Simple grains, whole grains, so the body can. Your body is not designed to digest complex ingredients, and a lot of the things that are out there at the moment are made so complex. If you look at the back of any ingredients, when you look at the list of ingredients, there are 20 items, and all you buy is orange juice.
Right.
So there's a lot of ingredients. There's a lot of this. So if you're going to have that, you should also balance it off with something very simple. So your body's not in a shock mode all the time, and then it doesn't cease its regular functioning. You start off with a short grain brown rice diet. It's packed with lots and lots of minerals, vitamins. If you have that, I promise you won't have to have any supplements. You won't have to buy. Those supplements are expensive, basically. There's a lot of people that do a lot of marketing relating to this and that. But you can find all of these vitamins and all of these minerals in the foods that are around your house. It just depends on the way you prepare them and the method of preparation, like I've said, to increase the taste of healthy eating, because healthy eating isn't tasty eating. But if you use the equipment like steam convection ovens, and there's a lot of technology that's out there at the moment. And one thing that would be really nice is the speedy technology, hot air cooking. That's a fantastic way to prepare your meals because it retains the nutrients. So through the food, you're getting the taste, you're getting the nutrients. So that's what I would recommend for wholesome eating. And then the last thing that I wanted to suggest also is I've been taking this for a week. And like I say again, at the moment, we live in a time where everyone is facing some sort of digestion, some sort of tummy issues, some sort of regulating issues where they, whatever the situation is, toxicity related is the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Aloe crystals. So there's this thing called aloe crystals. It's formed from the bark of the aloe tree, and it is tiny crystals that you get from the Ayurvedic store. And herbal stores, you can get it probably at Discam or whatever the situation is. And these here actually detox the body so beautifully. I've been taking it for a week, and I can tell you I am in a state of happiness. I'm in a state of bliss.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying the aloe crystal has loads of benefits as well?
Yes. So it detoxes the body. It rids the body off of toxins, and it cleanses the digestive system. You know, funny thing, they say when your body is in a state of unbalance, there's other parts of your body that will tell you that. And one of the, if you ever have to look under your feet, just above your heel, towards your big toe, there's a little spot there. If you experience a lot of pain in that spot, it's an indication that your digestive system, your eating habits are not good.
Right.
If you're facing pain there, just above your heel, and if you press there and you're feeling pain, and generally you walk for a little while and you start feeling pain there, that's a big indication that your digestive system and your eating is not right and your body's too acidic. This here is a quick fix for that. You take that for a few days, the aloe crystals, and it removes the toxins from the body. It allows for new cell growth to happen. So sometimes the toxins take over the cells, they damage the cells. So the cells don't function optimally. So what this does is it removes the toxins, it detoxes the body, it renews the cells, it promotes healing, and it helps you digest. So once that is done, your body is able to, if you digest and your body can metabolize things properly, then wholesome eating just becomes an everyday norm. So these are just 2-3 tips that I've been exposed to at the moment, which I felt was really good to share.
Mohammed, you were talking about acidic and alkalinity, and a lot of the times, I mean, people, and I know of a lot of people that at this moment in time are suffering with this acidic body. And, as we know, acidic bodies are not a good environment because it's a breeding ground for a lot of diseases as such. So what does one eat more or less to actually, alkaline the body? Because a lot of the times people don't even know where to start. What sort of advice would you give them?
My number one advice to anyone out there who has an acidity problem is start off on a short grain brown rice diet. Start for a week.
Right.
Eat simple foods. Cut out meat. Don't have a lot of meat in your diet. Red meats especially, they're full of acidity. So limit yourself to a week. If you're a meat lover, then perhaps Saturday, Sunday you want to cook a nice piece of lamb, or you want to cook something that's red meat related once a week, twice a week is more than enough. Start sticking to lean white meat. try sticking to natural forms of food, and don't make your foods too complex. If you can make a dish using simple ingredients that you can actually source from the earth. So if you're looking at making, don't try to reduce. We live in an era where everything is made so convenient. So and the marketing surrounding it is so it makes it look so beautiful. It's so sugar coated that you know what, you just add this into your pan and you just add chicken and the food is done. Or you just do this and you do that. And you must remember there's a contradiction to all of those things because it's not natural, it's not simple. It's being there in the shell for a long time. So we just need to reassess what are we actually putting into our body, because what we put into our body is what we're going to be getting out. If we're going to be putting complex ingredients and meals into your body, you'll be getting complex situations coming out. If you put simple food, it's that simple. You put simple foods in, with regards to the acidity, back to that, a short grain brown rice, a diet not so much with red meat, and also, there's something about apple cider vinegar in the morning that it actually has an effect. If you have it in a glass of water, a tablespoon in a glass of water, unrefined apple cider vinegar, that also for a while, that actually alkalines the body.
Right. And I think that shed some great light, because the thing is, a lot of the times people find, they always don't know where to start. And now you've given them some idea. Give us a little recipe with your brown rice. We want to actually know how to prepare it. Is it just very simple to prepare like a normal rice, or how do you add some extra flavor into it?
Okay, so let me give you a quick recipe about a short grain brown rice. So a cup of short grain brown rice. This is how I enjoy making it, because I'm on the diet that I'm on at the moment deals with a portion of protein, so 3 portions of protein, 1 portion of carbs. That is the diet I've been put on by the trainer because I need to lose weight. Because of lockdown, everyone's been gaining weight. We're trying to get back to normal. So 1 cup of rice. You heat a little bit of ghee in the pan. I don't like using oils. I like using ghee because it's derived from milk and it's just much more richer. It leaves a glowing skin. There's a lot of benefits when you cook with ghee. So a tablespoon of ghee, a little bit of jeeru. Then you take any herbs that you like. So if you like parsley, if you like dhania, if you like spring onions, if you don't like one of them, if you like all of them, chop them all up, throw it into the oil, let it crackle. After that's done, you add in a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a fresh piece of garlic, just smash it up, throw it into the oil, saute it. Then you add in your rice. Do a little mix, let it steam for a few minutes. Once it's done, take the rind of a lemon. The lemon rind. Not the lemon. Don't squeeze the lemon in the rice, just the lemon rind. A little bit of that. And then you serve it with fresh toppled crispy onion and any side of protein. I promise you it's going to be a winner. I promise you.
That sounds really good. You've, I think, already enticed me into trying it out.
I promise you, it's delicious. There's so many ways. It's just about finding, you know what I like, a tip that I like. I was actually talking to, so we're getting a kitchen made for Mo's Diner, as I was saying. And the guy was arguing with me about having the cupboards done in a certain way. And I said, you know what? Actually, I want my cupboard done in this way. I want the scullery area. I want the long cupboard, and I want to put all my ingredients in one cupboard and a fridge next to it. So when I want to prepare a meal, I open the 2 big cupboards and I open the fridge, and I can have a big picture of what I can make. Because you'll be amazed by what you have in your kitchen and how many dishes you can prepare with what you already have. So, yeah.
That's so true, because I think a lot of the times, as you say, because it's in the cupboard, you're kind of short-sighted where you just see like only that and you decide to do that one particular thing all the time when there's a lot more you can actually do with.
Yes, and then my situation late at night, because I'm an emotional eater, I love food. So I'll find myself opening a cupboard and thinking, oh, I don't have that. So what do I pick up? A pack of noodles.
Right.
And everyone knows how unhealthy a pack of 2-minute noodles are.
Right. They are very unhealthy.
So yeah, that's another tip and trick. If you're trying to stay and eat healthy, buy your groceries, buy your ingredients, have them all placed in one cupboard. So when you open it up, you can actually get, and always think in your mind, if you look back to grade 1, grade 2, you had a little pyramid where the fats and oils were at the bottom, the carbs were at the bottom, the fats and oils at the top, and all of them were going up. So your protein. So think like that there. 3 portions of, okay, a protein portion, a carb portion, this. What can I do? That's carbs, that's the protein, that's this. Okay, I have a balanced diet. I'm eating wholesome.
Right. What message do you have for our listeners today regarding wholesome eating? I think it's important for them to understand that post-COVID, I mean, we're still in lockdown 1, and people, I think, are trying to, of course, get into that version of healthier eating. Like you said, they started it during COVID, and I think it's important to, of course, carry on with it, because it's not, diet is not something that you just do for a short period of time, and that's the way it is. And I think it's a lifestyle. Should we put it that way? It should be part of our lifestyle, where we eat healthy every single day, and not just when we start feeling, not so very well.
So funny enough, yesterday I was actually speaking to my trainer about this here, and I was like, it's so difficult to diet. And she's like, yes, of course, it's very difficult to diet because you die on it. And I was like, yes, very, very true. I diet for 2 days, and then the third day I want a big piece of, because I've dieted, I feel like I need to reward myself with something oily and greasy. So my thing is, don't be too harsh on yourself. If you start off, it takes a long time, but it takes a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of patience, and with time you'll see results. My brother was actually giving me advice. We were having this conversation last night, and I told him, even when you diet, you say eat eggs, but you find people that will tell you, but egg yellows, you must remove them because they're full of fat. So I'm like, it's so difficult. Even if I eat a boiled egg, I can't eat the yellow part of it. I only have to eat the white part, and the white part doesn't have any flavor. So it's like, don't be too harsh on yourself. I mean, if you have the egg yellow, it's better than you eating another burger or feeling for a packet of chips in the cupboard, because that will have less fat and more nutrients than that packet of chips which you will opt for. So when you diet, you must, a lot of people think when you diet, you shouldn't be eating. You're supposed to be eating every 4 hours. And my suggestion for that day is try and snack on nuts, fruit. Infuse your waters with different flavors. Don't limit yourself to what we see. If you see that you like lemongrass in your water with a little bit of honey, infuse that. It's a drink for you. There's this other tea that I'm hooked on at the moment, which I think is such a wonderful substitute to all of the soft drinks. It's the tea called Lloyd tea. And it's packed with flavor, but it has no sugar in it. So I drink that when I need my water consumption for the day, about 2.5 liters, I just add a few bags of those in, and there I'm sorted with my water intake for the day. Just leave a little container of nuts and fruits and whatever in the car, and have your protein. Have as much protein as you want, and just be patient. Don't think after a month. Your body is a very skeleton piece of material. It doesn't like change.
So we go a step at a time, as you said.
Yes. So it takes time. You just have to be patient.
Yeah, and like you're saying, it's doing it gradually, because of course you don't also want to give your body a shock, because your body's not used to having all of that. So you want to, of course, do it very gradually. So as you explained to us, starting off with the short grain brown rice, that would be a start, and then of course adding all your other essentials into it as you go along.
100%. And I know for a fact, there's a lot of, as you get older, I know I like to speak about those digestive issues, because I have a lot of clients that are always complaining about, I eat Indian food and I eat Indian food elsewhere, but when I eat your Indian food, I don't have any digestive problems. Or when I eat here, I have digestive issues. And I keep on telling everyone, you know what, there's a cure for that. And the cure for that isn't laxatives, or it isn't stopping to eat, or isn't going to the doctor and buying medication, because we live in a world also of antibiotics. So there's a whole other topic related to that there. So the aloe crystals, actually there's a lot of research that I did on that there. And I would suggest that to anyone that's facing any sort of digestive issues, once your digestion works properly, you start feeling more fresh, you start feeling less fatigued, you feel more energetic, you look more enthusiastic towards eating your food and having a balanced diet, because you're feeling good. And that starts off with that aloe crystals also, I would suggest to anyone out there.
Yeah, thank you for so much for joining us this afternoon. You've definitely shed some light on, of course, eating better, and I think starting off, as you said, a step at a time for especially people that are not used to following diets. You've given us some real inspiration to actually start off with this short brown grain rice, and then to, of course, add in as we go along. But the Aloe Crystal is definitely the thing for people that are suffering from acid. And thank you so much for your valuable information. It's always appreciated. And of course, your time for joining us, taking off from Mo's Diner and joining us this afternoon to shed some light on the matter. Thank you so much, Mohammed. We really appreciate it.
Barakallah, barakallah. Anytime.
You take care. We wish you success for the future. And we hope Mo's Diner is going to grow now during the level 1 lockdown, because I know there were issues with everybody. But inshallah, I'm sure it's going to take off, especially with that juicy chicken that you got us so appetized about. But unfortunately, we're so far away, so we can't get a taste of it.
Chicken.
Yeah, but now we can't get a taste of it because we're based in Johannesburg and you're in Cape Town.
It's actually fairly cheap, right? You buy the air fryer, it's 1,500 rand. I promise you.
All right. We'll start off that way. Thank you so much for your time. You take care and stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And that was Mohammed Multan from Mo's Diner, definitely enticing us, of course, to getting to air steaming. And he says air cooking is very beneficial. He's tried the different ways of doing it through using 3 different ovens. And the most beneficial one was that. So if you're looking to, of course, get into eating more wholesome and getting healthier, then I think we can start off there. And, of course, start following that diet with that wholesome rice that he just spoke about. So stay with us. We're going to be back with you shortly with more enticing and inspirational talk.